There you are. Welcome back, traveler. Go on, have a seat. Fire's still warm. Unfortunately, for both of us, so is the tea. I was beginning to think that the road had stolen you away before I even got the chance to hear how your journey was going. Though, if I'm being honest, most travelers never answer that question the way I expect them to. When you ask someone how their journey has been, they usually tell you what happened. I'm busy. It's tiring. Good. It's bad. Could have been better. Nothing wrong with those answers, of course. Actually, I've given them myself. But I've always been more interested in something else. Not what happened to you, but how you're carrying it. There's a difference. Two people can walk the same road and arrive as entirely different people. One arrives bitter, while the other arrives the wiser. The road was the same, but the traveler wasn't. You know, your visit tonight reminds me of a knight I met years ago. He was a good man, strong, quite disciplined too. The sort of person everyone admired, the sort of person everyone thought had everything under their control. Came through this tavern often, always in a hurry, always focused on the next task, the next battle, the next responsibility, and the next problem that needed solving. Every time he'd stop by, he'd always say the same thing. Once this is finished, I'll take a rest. Then he'd leave. A month later, he'd return. Tired. And he'd say, once this next thing is finished, I'll take a rest. And then, he'd leave again. The strange thing was, there was always a next thing, always another responsibility, always another duty, always another reason to postpone taking care of himself. And one night, he sat exactly where you're sitting now. Looked older than I remembered. Not because of age, but because of exhaustion. The kind that settles somewhere deeper than your bones. And he laughed. Not because something was funny, but because he'd finally realized something. He spent years waiting for life to become peaceful before allowing himself to rest. Life never agreed to those terms. Think about that conversation often, because the future is a strange thing. People spend so much time chasing it, preparing for it, worrying about it, trying to control it. Yet the future has a habit of changing its mind, changing its course. You reach one destination and discover another road waiting for you. Then another. And then another. And before you knew it, years have passed. Not because you were lazy, not because you failed, but because you forgot. You forgot that life was happening while you were preparing for it. The path isn't much better. I met travelers who spend years staring behind them, thinking about mistakes, thinking about they should have said, things they shouldn't have said, roads they should have taken, roads they shouldn't have taken. But the past is a closed book. You can learn from the pages, but you can't rewrite them. The future hasn't been written, but the past has already been written. The only page in front of you is the one you're currently standing on right now. So if there's one thing that old night taught me, it's this. Rest isn't something you earn after you've finished living. It's part of living. You don't need permission to breathe. You don't need permission to slow down. And you don't need permission to enjoy where you are before continuing down the road. Anyway, listen to me rambling. Guess that's what happened when a tavern keeper spends too many years collecting stories. For now, enjoy the warmth. Enjoy the tea. Whenever your road leads tomorrow, don't forget to live the day you're currently walking through. after all, traveler. A story isn't written one destination at a time, it's written one step at a time.